Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Peter Shakespeare Favored Musanivute, the Slim Giant, the Smart MC, or you can call me Vashimpundu if you like. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, the best thing that you can do is you hit the red button, switch on the bell, that every time I post a video, you will be notified that Vashimpundu has posted a new video. Now today is something different. I'm gonna be talking about coronavirus. Zambians have reacted to the closure of Nakonde border by the president's order to the Minister of Health. And so check me on the other side as I talk about the closure of Nakonde border. See you on the other side. Welcome back. Like I said, today is on the 11th of May 2020 and the government decided to close Nakonde border today because of the cases of COVID that were recorded on the 9th of May 2020. Yeah, there were about 76 cases of COVID-19. You know, at first, even I think up to now, people do not believe that this exists in Zambia, but then it does. It's a pandemic that has affected the whole wide world. And people have died, a lot actually have died, though Zambia, only few people have died through this COVID-19 pandemic. But then I just want to appreciate the government, the measures that they've put together to just combat this pandemic that is disturbing a lot of things and has disturbed a lot of things around the world. I want to read what Ministry of Health reported on the update of Corona on the 9th May from Nakonde about the 76 people that were reported positive. 26 truck drivers, including 18 Tanzanians and 8 Zambians. Now, when we talk about Tanzania, where President Magufuli doesn't believe that coronavirus is really existing. You know, he has stood out how he has talked about the testing kits that has been sent from China, that they are fake. He said a lot of things about COVID in Tanzania, and he didn't even bother to close the borders, to do a lockdown in Tanzania. All he believed in is God can heal any disease. And so after believing that, few weeks later, Tanzania reported more than 500 cases of COVID-19, and thereafter the government decided not to be announcing the numbers, despite him doing a trick where he sent samples from a popo, a goat, and gave them names of human beings so that they can be tested. And of course, after being tested, the popo came out positive of COVID-19. The meat of the goat came out positive of COVID-19. Very funny, right? People were thinking it's only affected human beings. And so on the Nakonde border, 26 truck drivers, including 18 Tanzanians and 8 Zambians on those truck drivers, were tested positive. 31 immigration officers, customs staff and clearing agents were also tested. 13 staff and residents from selected lodges, 2 health workers at Nakonde District Hospital, 4 contacts to the earlier reported couple that tested positive in Chingola. 16 are female and 60 are males. The age ranging from 16 to 59, according to Ministry of Health. And so after that, on the 9th of May 2020, the government decided to put a closure to Nakonde border so that they cannot allow people that are coming from Tanzania to Zambia and from Zambia to Tanzania. And now you can appreciate the government for doing that. They are making sure that they have deployed 1,000 police officers to man the border of Tanzania to Zambia, Nakonde border. And so those officers, police officers, have been deployed today. So if you have families, friends that are in Nakonde and they do not know, give them this message. Though I'm sure a lot have known because the news came out a day before today that Nakonde border will be closed so that the government can take measures of coronavirus. But then there is a question, and this question is, do you think the government reacted late to the closure of Nakonde border? That's a question, and Zambians have reacted to that question, of course. Or let me say Zambians have reacted to the closure of Nakonde border. The question is, was it late? So let me just read some comments on social media, what people are saying to the closure of Nakonde border. And some people are saying this. Let me just read some comments on social media. Someone says, yes, the border has been closed late. Nakonde is one of the busy borders we have. I believe most towns near Nakonde also have cases of corona. Towns like Imbala, Mpulungu, Kasama, we have a lot of people who go to Nakonde on a regular basis to buy products. So people are suspecting, of course, that the nearby towns near Nakonde can have coronavirus as well. Now, is the government waiting to hear that this town has got coronavirus for them to react, or what? That's what people on social media and Zambians are reacting to. And then this other one says, no, it's not late unless you are looking at it from another point of view. Some are saying extremely late. This one says it wasn't late, but the measures that were put in place, I feel, were just too insignificant to detect those that were infected, especially the truck drivers. Not much was being done to the extent of reinfecting sex workers, and the chain goes on and on. I hope it gets better soon. Those are reactions I'm reading for you. The other one says, if other border towns start to record such huge cases, I think that's when they will consider a lockdown. It's to see, is it belief kind of theory being used here, I think. Is the government waiting for them to hear that there is corona in a certain town for them to do a closure or a mass checking up of those that are having this pandemic? This one says, but leaders like Magufuli, Tanzanian president, need to be taught a lesson. He has let his people down over his handling of COVID-19 approach, and it has not helped Tanzania, and now the consequences of his behavior are spilling over to us. So now people, some Zambian people are saying, because President Magufuli of Tanzania did not take measures at the right time, it's a reason coronavirus has entered Nakonde border coming from Tanzania. And so they are saying President Magufuli has disappointed his people. He could have taken the measures on time. Yeah, it's like locking the door when the thief has already fled. That's what some people are saying. They could have locked the border before the cases got to 76 or reported any case in Nakonde. That's what people are reacting to. This one says, better late than never. they are learning from mistakes. And this one says it's too late. The president doesn't take any advice from the opposition parties. This one says 100% late because the cases here are more than you think. Some of the victims are not yet taken to isolation. They are still roaming around. This one says, as if we have ever been on time in doing things. The question should have been, why are we always late in doing things? Go to Madagascar and get the cure, not when the demand becomes high. That's when you think of going to Madagascar. Now, I'm going to talk about Madagascar as I continue to read comments from how the people are reacting. Madagascar has found a traditional medicine that is healing COVID-19, but World Health Organization reacted to it after they heard about that. I'm sure it's because it's coming from Africa. World Health Organization said they have to test the medicine for them to prove that it can heal coronavirus, but I don't know why they have taken time to test this medicine from Madagascar, because if they really want to use this medicine as coronavirus is all over the world, they could have taken a quick reaction to it, get and test it so that they can give it to people. But then on the other hand, African countries, this is Africa. Even way back, we never used to use medicine from the Western world. We used to use our traditional medicine and we used to get healed. And now that there is an African country that is having a medicine that has discovered some traditional medicine, why is it that African countries can't support that country, Madagascar? Few have supported. I don't know why others are not supporting that. Maybe it's because of donations, who knows? So let's make sure we support Madagascar. It's our own African country, and use the medication that they have discovered. If it has healed people in Madagascar, simply means it can heal any person anywhere. So let's not be against Madagascar, but then support the good cause that has come. And so I continue with the reaction of Zambians on the closure of the Nakonde border. This is what this one is saying. Not even a bit late, but very late. Our leaders are proactive in everything they are doing. This one says, people started crying for closure of the borders long time ago. So yes, indeed, it is late. This one says very late, but the move will help to calm the current situation. This one says later than the soon for presidential updates. This xenophobia has come way too late. This one says very late. It was supposed to be closed the moment Tanzania started recording cases rapidly. That's when the border could have been closed. This one says sometimes people must learn to take advices. Even if it comes from the person you hate, because at times of tragedy there is no time to check who your enemy is. So this one says it could have been done a long time ago. It's very good to take advice even if it is coming from an enemy. When you're in problems like this, you don't need to look at who's advising you, as long as it is bringing positive solution to the problem that you have. This one says it is extremely late, but hey, it's better late than never. This one says not a bit late, but very late, and it will cost Zambia. Just wait, and prevention is better and cheaper than cure. Too very abundantly late and dangerously late. This one says very, very late. Imagine how many more others got into contact with the 70 that was tested positive of coronavirus. This one says better late than never, mwebantu. And rice now will be expensive. Let me go and buy Medamayo. This one crying over a rice because it comes from Nakonde, one of the best that we eat in Zambia. So she's saying better late than never, and rice will be expensive. This one says our entire response to COVID-19 was late. Remember, we only had 2 cases. This one says not a bit late, it was too late. We always wait for worst to happen for us to act. Sorry to say this, but we are shallow-minded. Hey, Henry. It's actually very late. The moment the Muchinga province minister announced the lockdown, we should have been supported. Now it's very late. Okay. This one says the leaders wanted to look so accommodating like Magufuli, but they forgot that Magufuli is more wiser than them. Magufuli cares for his people while the leaders only care for their own tummies. This one says Sana, but it can't be closed because Tanzania and Zambians are inseparable. Some of them pass through my yard going into Zambia, and that's not only points. So that's what is happening on social media after the closure of the border. Nakonde border was closed. Some people says it was late. Why did they wait to close it after hearing of the 76 that were tested positive? And then some are saying they could have closed the border of Nakonde after hearing the massive reported cases Tanzania started reporting. Just within a short period of time, we heard Tanzania has reported above 500 cases, and thereafter the government of Tanzania decided not to be announcing the tested people in Tanzania, and we've not heard anything from them. So today, 11th of May 2020, Nakonde border has been closed. No going out from Zambia and no coming in from Tanzania. So those were the reactions on social media, but then we thank the government for closing the border. And let's take measures wherever we are in the whole Zambia, whether you are in Lusaka, Nakonde, Mpulungu, Livingstone, Ndola, wherever you are. Let's take measures. Let's wear our masks. Let's sanitize our hands. Let's wash our hands.